Queens, queens. Yes. You are my people. Oh my gosh. I really thought I was going to be in some stuffy auditorium and be the only one dressed. Good job, everybody. Was it easy? Not for the president. Perhaps sometimes it was easy, other times most likely not for you as well. Regardless, your education is a combination of the full range of your experiences. Not only the hard days, also the strolls, also the drunken nights, also the failures. I imagined there was going to be an intro for me where they said all of, the things in the bio, all the accolades and everything. And I've had my lovely triumphs, but what you don't list in your bio are all the failures, the dismissals, attacks, pain, embarrassments, biases, and heartbreak. Imagine a bio that read, Taylor Mack once passed a kidney stone on a stage. Once fell face first onto the floorboards in front of 1,000 audience members. Once was sucker punched by a homophobic audience member. Once was told by a prominent paper that they're a talentless hack who should never work again. And even once realized that they weren't having a performer's nightmare, but actually experiencing going up on their lines while performing naked. The bio also doesn't say that I've spent hours upon hours also wondering. It skips how endless meetings have left me too exhausted to enjoy the show. It fails to mention how I've sat cringing, watching my work performed badly by others, and felt some of the greatest joy of my life watching it performed beautifully, sometimes by the same people. The bio doesn't say my heart skips a beat with glee when I discover a solution to a problem, or that once I wept again alone in my dressing room after a show because it was all so wonderful. Yet these moments, along with the accolades, are all part of our life's work. And though I pray you'll be spared the awful ones and gifted those that embolden, I know you'll experience your own full range. So as you do, here are some things I've learned along the way that may help. In this time of abundance, yet ravenous greed and perceived scarcity, please know you do not have to ask permission to participate in the creativity of your own survival. I learned that from the AIDS activists who saved my life. So I'll say it again. You do not have to ask for permission to participate in the creativity of your own survival. You don't need a permit, a law, an interview, an audition, or a velvet rope opened. It's great if you get them, but you don't need them. And don't tell the school I said this, but you don't even need a diploma. It's great that you have it. It's a beautiful accomplishment. But don't confuse your accomplishments with an all-access key card. They may or may not help you get into the room where it happens, but what will get you there, guaranteed, is if you make the room yourself. It's your right. It's not impossible if you give yourself permission. And if you don't get too swept up by perfection. Here's my guiding principle. Virtuosity is for the hopeful, but perfection is for assholes. If you don't understand that, here's another guiding principle that might explain it. Find out who you are without praise or blame, and be it. Neither praise nor blame has anything to do with who you are or what you're doing. And the extraordinary truth is, there will be no one to witness many of the most important moments of your life. So you must, to understand yourself, pay attention to those moments. They will ground you in the public ones, when people either praise or blame your contributions, and they will. We don't have a culture of consideration. We have a culture of consumption, of wanting to be pleased with our purchase, of associating good with what's satisfying, of thinking engagement is a thumbs up or a thumbs down, of feeling great art is art that helps us understand the world rather than wonder on it. So, because most of the world won't know how, you must show by example. You must learn how to engage, free of your opinions, yet saturated with curiosity. And in your curiosity, remember this advice from my drag mama, Mother Flawless Sabrina. She said, Taylor, we don't care what other people think about us. We only care what we think of other people. That sounds like she was encouraging our opinions, but what she was really doing was saying, pay attention. Art, life, work, vision, love, all depend on your curiosity, not your opinion, and certainly not someone else's. It is not to be seen, but to see. It's a common theme. Your student body president was saying this. It is not to be seen, but to see. None of you need rely on the marketplace or government or institution to feel you are present on this planet. You are present. Congratulations. You are meant to be here because you are. Now, feeling that, may your curiosity and commitment to seeing others be that which guides you. And yet, you will slip. One of you is going to be the president of this school one day with all the students booing you. You will most likely care what others have to say. Way too much. Why? Because people get in your face. They speak louder. They make laws against you. They take your rights away. And when they do, it is so easy to forget that curiosity is your freedom. So, here's help to keep you grounded. Look for the hyperbole. Exaggeration is a clear sign that someone is leading with their anxiety rather than the truth. Things like talentless hack. No talent? Maybe not the talent you like in a performer, but certainly not talentless. I mean, hello. Another one I've actually heard, someone actually said this to me, "You'll never work again." Still working. When someone in your life, a parent, a friend, a lover, a boss, a president of a school or a country, an audience member, a collaborator, when they have anxiety over whether you have represented them, satisfied their purchase, will make them a success, or whether you deserve your position more than someone else, or whether your offerings are too niche or radical or outside the box, remember this, please. Normal is a setting on a dryer. And take this advice into your heart, please. Win by losing. What? Those whose desire is to win at all cost ultimately lose. Those who are free of the desire to dominate others are free of their insecurities. So don't tell your parents this, but go out there and lose. Go out there and become disinterested in the race because the flowers are exquisite. And by flowers, I mean ideas and questions and the sweat of bodies. Does that mean don't challenge yourself? No. It means challenging yourself to become more curious and engaged rather than controlling. And as you stop to smell the roses, perhaps you will take note that the thing you want when you're just graduating from college is not necessarily the thing you'll want 1 year, 10 years, 20 years from now. That's a good thing. If your only goal is your goal, you may lose sight of the fact that it's not actually your goal. Allow yourself to change. It does not make you less than to do what your body is naturally doing. But how? Here, I didn't write this, but I do want to say this. You're going to go out there and everyone's going to want to put you in a category. What was your time here spent with all of these wonderful artists all together? What was it spent for? It was spent to introduce you to all these wonderful people doing all these wonderful different things. So you too can do many different wonderful things throughout your life, right? You don't have to just choose one discipline. Hybridity, baby. Okay. But how? With curiosity. Back to curiosity. Back to the root of an education. Our Socratic method. Asking questions. Treating hope and goals and relationships and morals and even prayer all as acts of wondering. Because once you leave this space, as they say, you'll enter the school of life, as if you haven't been living already. And out there, the student turns towards the world the way the flower turns towards the sun. Out there, life's diploma comes each time you bring, through your curiosity, all of your experiences. So we return to what's not said in the bio. After this ceremony, after being celebrated, my guess is there will be a come down. Not every day will be a celebration. Not every celebration will fill your heart and spirit. And of course, today, I hope it will. I hope this isn't your last public congratulation. I hope you enjoy the fruits of your labor and the fruits. I hope for many years to come. And I even hope you receive more praise than blame. But either way, the work out there is what you've already been doing here. And the longer you make your way in this world, I think you'll find the reason you do it is to wonder with others, with an audience, with loved ones, with fellow artists and students, with old ideas and new ones. This education you've received in this moment of crossing the threshold, they are an accomplishment. But more importantly, they may lead you to a life of more wondering. You have been and are seeking and experimenting and playing and making and wondering. May you continue to do so on the other side.